Welcome to the Weekly Max last episode of the season. We'll be having a chat with Joan Dausà and we'll be listening to him singing in English. We'll be visiting two of the most wonderful man-made historical sites in the world with Xela Falgueras. And our American reporter will show us how to socialize on the beach while keeping our distance. This is the Weekly Mac, your TV show in English, hosted by Marcela Topor.
Hello and welcome to the Weekly Mag. Today we've come to the end of a season which has been something of a bumpy ride, but in spite of the lockdown, we've made it back to the studio and we're going to celebrate it with a great show. Okay, so let's get the show rolling with the words and facts brought to us by our collaborators, Matthew Tree, Mario Serra, Humberto González. Hello.
Hello.
Hi there.
Hi all. Well, and as always, Mario Serra is going to comment on the English idioms sent in by our incredible viewers. Also, he's going to give us the solution to the season's last guess word, which you still have time to solve. Okay, Mario, so can you give us the clue, please?
Yeah, the riddle of the last but not least guess word is a cavity considered as a unit of 4 and 5 letters. A cavity considered as a unit 4 and 5. You still have some time, you can think it.
It's a difficult one. This time.
At the end of words and facts, we'll have the solution.
Mm-hmm. And Humberto, our social animal, has probably been the one who had to struggle the most with his reporting during the lockdown. But he's glad to be back out on the streets. So Humberto, which report have you saved for last? Like you saved the best for last?
Well, Marcella, I think it is my duty to give you guys a reflection of how the beachgoers are going to be dealing with the social distancing and all these beautiful bodies around the beach.
Have you been on the beach?
Of course. We went and got a little bit of a tan, me and Danny, and we actually filmed a few people, and we thought that maybe this was actually going to impact them in a negative way, but not at all. See for yourselves. Let's enjoy the summer! Ladies and gentlemen, unbelievable. I love summer, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, so you went to the beach. We all saw that you went to the beach, but we haven't seen you socializing that much.
Well, don't worry, Marcelli, I did. I actually brought out the ultimate Humberto weapon on how to socialize with a safe distance. You'll have to wait and see, ladies and gentlemen, because you're not going to want to miss this. You're going to want to take notes and you're going to use this summer. Trust me.
Well, we can't wait. Or actually, we'll have to wait because we're going to begin with Matthew Tree, who's come along to tell us about yet another surprising story that links Catalonia with the international community. And as it often happens, cooking has shown itself once again to be one of the flagships of Catalan culture, this time thanks to one Coleman Andrews. Well, I'm a big fan, Matthew, I must say, I'm a big fan of Coleman Andrews.
Okay, so you know who he is, because a lot of people don't know who he is
well, yeah.
yet.
I not only I know who he is, but I also admire his work so much. So.
Okay, well, Coleman Andrews is one of America's, the United States, foremost experts on food and wine. He's published 8 different books on food and wine. He's worked as the columnist and the editor for 2 of America's most prestigious food gourmet magazines. One was called Gourmet, precisely. The other is called Saveur. And in 2010, he founded a website. He started a website about food and wine called The Daily Meal.
Mm-hmm. Of course, all that is very impressive, but what does he have to do with Catalonia?
With Catalonia, yeah, which is my job. I'm sorry about that. No.
What is his Catalan connection?
Of these 8 books I mentioned, the very first came out in 1988, and it was called Catalan Cuisine. And the full title is Europe's Last Great Culinary Secret. And it's the most detailed description of Catalan cuisine ever done by a foreigner in any language, because he includes not only description of the food and recipes, but also linguistic details, personal anecdotes, geographical descriptions, and so forth. And what's more, he covers all the Catalan-speaking areas, not just Catalonia proper, but Valencia, the Balearic Islands, Andorra, and even the little town of Alguer in Sardinia. And French Catalonia as well. He includes recipes from all those areas. In fact, it's one of the very, very few books written about Catalan cuisine in English, in the English language.
But Matthew, in 1988 was 32 years ago. No wonder I don't know about this guy. I was just a little toddler.
Lucky you. No, it's true it was 32 years ago, but the amazing thing is that it's never been out of print since then. It's still available.
Really?
You can still get hold of it. It's been admired, in fact, over all those years by several top Catalan chefs, including Ferran Adrià, is a big admirer of both Coleman Andrews and this particular book. And there's just one little thing about it, which is the dedication, which I don't know if it's in the later editions. I have the first edition. The dedication says, in English and Catalan, it says, "For Leslie, malgrat tot." For Leslie, in spite of everything. I'd really like to know the story behind
I'd like
that.
to know.
Yeah, me too, definitely.
There was a singer called Leslie, but he was a man.
It was no. I think this is Leslie. If it's spelled with IE, it's a woman. I'm not sure. But I'm not sure. It could be a man.
No, but this is actually interesting on both counts. Can we talk to him and ask him? Can we interview him?
Yeah, well,
We can
hopefully
ask him,
we'll
yeah.
get him on the program one day. You know.
Wow, that would be lovely. But let's see, how come Coleman Andrews became interested in Catalan food in the first place?
Okay,
Yes.
something I didn't know, so I wrote to him. And
You wrote to him?
I wrote to him.
Wow,
And he
that's
wrote
good.
back
So you got in
immediately.
touch.
Actually, as a very friendly guy. And he explained that back in the early 80s, he was visiting Spain for the very first time, and his only guide to food was this very thin little book by a famous English journalist called Jan Reid. And in this book, it mentioned a place called the Motel Empordà, which is now called the Hotel Empordà, where it said, this restaurant is a pioneer of new Catalan cooking. And Coleman Andrews looked at this and he said, I never even realized there was old Catalan cooking. He'd never heard of Catalan cuisine before. He literally, this is what he said he thought all Spanish cooking basically was gazpacho and paella. So or paella, as we say in English, paella. So he started to investigate Catalan cuisine for an American magazine whose name I always forget, called Metropolitan Home. He insisted on writing a column about Catalan cuisine. One thing led to another, and then he spent years doing research for this book, which, like I said, came out for the first time in 1988.
Okay, so you got in touch with him, he got back to you.
Right.
And did he tell you what he's working at the moment, what he's working on at the moment? Any projects, any new projects, maybe related
actually,
to Catalan cuisine as well?
It's quite interesting. He's doing, right at the moment, as we speak, he's doing a completely revised edition of Catalan cuisine, Europe's last great culinary secret. The things he's included, for example, is all the new cuisine with Ferran Adrià and the other top chefs. He, by the way, in 2011, he published the very first biography in any language of Ferran Adrià. He wrote it. So he's included all that in his book, but he's also included more anecdotes, more recipes, illustrations, a lot more illustrations, and curiously enough, he's included a lot more about the cuisine of Tarragona and Lleida, which he felt was underrepresented. But he's also included all the other Catalan-speaking areas of Europe as before. So it's actually going to be, this beautiful book is going to appear very soon, next year at the very latest.
You have to write him back and ask him for Leslie. Who was Leslie?
Leslie, I know.
Yeah, tell him we are very intrigued and we will really want to find out who is Leslie. Yeah?
That's it. I'll
the
do
story
that.
behind.
I might not get an answer to that one. But
Okay, anyway, before finishing this section, I'd like to ask you, what's your favorite Catalan dish? especially Matthew and Humberto, who are not from here, who weren't born here. How have you discovered Catalan cuisine, and what surprised you most about it?
My favorite is something, I cannot remember if I'm saying it correct. It's peas, green peas with guisols, and it comes with bacon and mushrooms also. So it's peas with mushrooms and bacon and a little like wine mushroom sauce. And it's called guisol something. I can't remember what it is, y'all.
Called what?
How is it?
Gizats?
Guisat.
It's like a stew? Like a stew?
No,
or something?
it's a bunch of green peas. You know,
Yeah, green beans, but-
petit pois.
Yeah.
And you have bacon or maybe sausage sometimes with mushrooms and a mushroom sauce. But the mushroom sauce is actually it's like a vinaigrette almost, and it's really, really good. But I cannot remember what it's called.
Okay, well, homework for next time.
Yes.
Find out the name of this special dish.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
And Matthew?
No, I have two especially. One is squid, which now in English, in England at least, they now called calamari because it just sounds
Calamari,
much
like
better.
in Italian.
Calamari, it's like gatto for cake.
Yeah.
Squid stuffed with monkfish, which is
I haven't had
delicious.
that.
It's really nice. And esqueixada, which is a dish I make all the time in the summer, which is, as you know,
You cook. Very good.
and which
Okay.
is salted cod, desalted, and then served with onion and tomato, and you can put in some red and green pepper and black olives, a little olive oil on
This is
top.
quite popular, this esqueixada.
Yeah, it's a
And
beautiful
easy to
summer
make
dish.
as well.
So
right?
Matthew, you
I'm
cook,
sorry?
Easy to make.
Easy to, even I can make it. Yeah.
and you
Well,
cook
I didn't mean it
Catalan.
like that.
I'm sorry.
You cook Catalan also. You cook Catalan dishes.
Yeah, in
Yeah,
fact,
I mean,
I
yeah,
only
it's like
cook
a-
Catalan dishes basically because I learnt to cook with Catalan recipe books.
Wow.
Okay, excellent. Well, it's all fantastic, but now we've reached that part of the show where our audience participates in the program by sending us videos about English idioms. And Marius Serra, he is here to tell us today that we really have a good collection of idioms, right?
Definitely, since the very beginning of our home edition, we have been analyzing and showing dozens of them. But today, the last show of the season, we've packed 4 of them into one, and with 2 people we all know. So check them out.
Here is my idiom. I like the expression, quote, easy comes, easy goes, end quote. Why? Because life is like this. Sometimes you feel happy because you just got something and it just flies away. That's life, right?
My favorite idiom is call it a day, and it's my favorite because it's used at my favorite time in the day when it's time to go home and finish your day. Normally when you're tired after a long day of work and you can go home and relax. So you could say to your coworkers, for example, I'll see you guys tomorrow, I'm gonna call it a day.
All that glitters is not gold. I discovered this big truth when my daughter turned 3 years old. We had a big party with a lot of children, a lot of princesses, and too much glitter. I was collecting glitter for days, weeks, even months. It was a nightmare.
A pig with lipstick is still a pig. I like this idiom because in Spanish we use a monkey for a similar sentence, and thinking about it, I think that I prefer to be a monkey than to be a pig.
And before we go on, I'd like to send a big hug to 2 collaborators on this show, Sergi Cervera and Olga Vallejo, who sent in their videos. We miss you guys and we hope to see you soon. Also, we'd like to thank you very much to Mary Elizabeth Campbell and Laura Gutierrez for their idioms, as well as to all the other viewers who sent us videos we haven't had the time to show. Thanks for all your contributions. And now, Marius, which one has inspired you most?
We'll start with easy. Sergi, our beloved Sergi, says, easy comes, easy goes, that's life. That's true. Easy is a very nice word, and it has lots of idioms with easy. For instance, as easy as pie, meaning very easy, like a piece of cake, as easy as pie. Sweet things always make it easy. Or easy does it. I love that one because I remember a song, but that means be careful. For instance, easy does it when you lift the refrigerator. Otherwise, you could break it. Easy does it. Another one, I think the most popular one, is when you say goodbye to someone, take it easy. But I would ask you, both of you, how do you pronounce it? Because I think I studied it with British English, but I used to pronounce it in American way. How did you say?
Which one?
Take it easy.
Take it easy.
Okay, and you?
Take it easy.
Take it easy. I can't say this T, take it easy. I'm always saying like, take it easy. I don't know why, and that's the American way, I think.
That's correct.
That's correct in America.
Take it easy.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, no, I can't say anything. There's 300 million Americans and 60 million British English. So.
Well, this is, I think, the most popular one, but I found out that New Orleans is called the Big Easy. Did you know that?
Yes.
It sounds to you, but it seems to be because it's referring to the easygoing attitude for musicians and the attitude in jazz life. But it comes from a novel in the 70s, James Conaway's novel, The Big Easy. And it seemed to be in contrast with the Big Apple. Because New York, the Big Apple is very stressful, and in contrast, in the southern part with jazz music, the Big Easy was to take it easy. Easiness.
Now, that I didn't know. I knew it was called the Big Easy, but I didn't know why. That's a very, very good explanation. I love this show.
Okay, let me ask our English and American speakers. I would like to know if the idioms, including the word easy, are more used in the UK or in the America, or in both?
All of those are used in America, except that we don't have easy comes, easy goes. For us, it's singular. Easy come, easy go.
Ah, in
Okay.
singular.
Yeah,
in
it's
singular.
singular.
Yeah, and for us too.
Yeah?
For us
Oh.
too. But the one I haven't heard very much in Britain is easy as pie, which I think is more American. It would be it's a piece of cake,
It's
or
a piece of cake,
as
it's the
easy as falling off a log.
Or easy as ABC, or easy as 1, 2, 3, or
have
easy
those.
as
Yeah, but that sounds American.
as
That's
duck
amazing.
soup.
What is it?
Oh, duck soup
Easy
again.
as
Easy as duck soup.
Again,
Easy as duck soup.
it comes again.
Okay,
Yeah,
all
ABC
right.
1, 2, 3. That's a very.
We also had in the video a pig with lipstick is still a pig, which is a quite funny image,
I
right?
love
Yeah,
that.
that's delicious. Pigs are delicious. In Catalan, we have an idiom, del porc tot s'aprofita, which means that you can eat the single organ of a pig, with the pork, right? But it's curious because this lipstick for a pig, in Catalan, as she says for Spanish, but in Catalan too, we associate to a monkey. The pig
Yes.
would be a monkey, and the lipstick would be a silk dress.
Right,
Quan la mona es
exactly.
vesteixi de seda. But do you know the Three Little Pigs?
Of course.
Yeah.
This is the most popular
Yeah, the fairy
infant
tale.
story. So I have to find 3 little pig idioms, right?
Okay.
First one, a pig in a poke. Being a poke, a Scottish word, which means a sack or a big...
Or a bag. no?
Bag.
A bag, a bag. Yeah. Do you know the meaning of this?
No, I don't know that one either. We don't use that one.
You don't
Yeah,
use.
a pig in the poke is.
This is like an offer that you take before informing yourself.
You
if
really
it's-
know what it is.
Yeah. So that when
Yeah.
you open the bag, that's just a pig, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you might have a surprise.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
a
An
If
pig.
you don't
unpleasant
check.
surprise. But yeah.
That's unpleasant. That's it. Another one. I've read that in UK, say pigs might fly, to suggest complete impossibility. But in the States, how do you say it?
Well, we used to say when pigs fly.
When
but,
pigs fly.
But there was a TV show, a very popular TV show that ran from 1977, I think, till 1985. And this TV show had a very popular character say, instead of when pigs fly, she would say when donkeys fly.
When donkeys fly.
So amazingly, that TV show not only changed that phrase used in the United States to when pigs fly to when donkeys fly. That's what people say now. To also another phrase, kiss my grits.
Okay.
Grits. You know what grits are?
Yeah.
It's so that phrase also became so popular that now people still say kiss my grits.
And our third little pig, it's a very nice idiom I didn't know. It's on the pig's back, meaning to be in luck, in a prosperous, happy state. But it turns to have an Irish origin because it's a literal translation of an Irish idiom that I'm going to try to pronounce, ar muin na muis. Sorry about that, but that means exactly colloquially in Irish to invoke good luck. So, on the pig's back is...
It's good luck. On the pig's back, it's good luck. Nothing to do with piggyback.
No.
Okay.
Okay, interesting.
Wow.
It's like riding a pig, but it's strange.
Did you know that, Matthew?
No, I'd never heard that one.
Let's see, we learn all kinds of things here.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Jesus.
Anyway, I'm curious about all that glitters is not gold.
Yeah, well, I think this is, as we all work in media, we know that all that glitters is not gold, but we also know that we need some glitter to make the show going on. So I have decided to finally have some glitter for you all, because all that glitters is not gold, but you need to glitter a little.
Well, that's excellent. I couldn't have imagined a better way to finish this season and this section. Thank you so much.
I thought it was sneakers, little bits of sneakers candy bar.
Excellent. Well, and talking of glitter, fun, and showbiz, it's time for the street report from Humberto González, who decided to ask people about how they are going to keep up their social distancing this summer. So, how do you do that, Humberto?
Well, I came out with another ultimate Humberto weapon, which was this bathing suit, in order to actually tempt the beachgoers, and see how they dealt with social distancing. But we'll have to actually see how that worked out.
Okay.
And
will we see you swimming as well?
no, because you will not see me swimming because I had to do some social distancing with that also. The water was cold. I was not getting in that water. It was too cold. So,
so you kept 2 meters
I'm a bit
distance.
disappointed, but yeah.
Yes,
Well,
but I want to ask you guys, how would you feel if somebody sat next to you at the beach or at the swimming pool with a beach towel very close to you? How would you react?
I don't know. Maybe we should see the video first, and then
Let's see the video first, and then we'll talk about that. Yes. Summer is here, y'all, and I asked myself, how are people dealing with social distancing around so many beautiful people and no tourists? This is a Barcelona that we have never seen before. Let's enjoy the summer! So how do you feel about social distancing in this beautiful summer that we have?
Kind of sucks. If you want to meet women and stuff on the beach, you have to keep a distance. It's not that easy.
Wait, I'm about to teach you to actually meet people in a social distancing way, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, here. What about that girl right there?
She looks nice. Can we be friends?
Nice to meet you. Hi.
It works, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable. This is social distancing, ladies and gentlemen. If you see somebody that you find sexy, do you feel like you can approach them again like you might have done last summer?
No, I'm totally scared.
So you are keeping your distance?
Yeah. Also because I have a girlfriend.
Wow. Are you planning on going to the beach and laying on the sand and being around a lot of gorgeous bodies?
Yeah, sure. Yes.
Her.
Yeah, no problem. We can be friends.
It's working!
Yes. Pero esta ciudad sexta.
So do you normally get darker?
I get just a little bit red, not darker, red.
We'll come back at the end of the summer and find out how dark Rafael got. I love summer, ladies and gentlemen.
One of the strangest places I've ever been to was Nepal during their summer, which is not very summery. All the tourists got stuck at the top of the mountain and had to be evacuated by military.
That kind of sounds fun to me.
Yeah, if you were one of the lucky ones to get a lift out of there. Some of the people had to stay up in the mountains with no food or water or
Get out!
for a few days before the military got them out.
What was the crime?
They just didn't want hippies flipping, raving up in the mountains.
It seems like social distancing has affected the Barcelona summer, y'all. But hopefully, my teachings and my workshop on how to meet somebody with social distancing has worked for everybody else, and maybe it will work for you. Danny wanted me to go in the water and swim, y'all, but that water is freezing. I am not doing that for y'all. So yes, the water was freezing.
But you didn't go swimming.
I did not go swimming, but I want to know how you guys would react to somebody sitting very close to you at the beach. How are you going to deal with that?
I would just stand up and go away.
Yeah, that makes sense. Me too, I suppose.
What about you, Matthew?
It's not going to happen. I hate beaches. They drive me absolutely crazy. There is nothing you can do on the beach. You can't read, you can't eat. And the last time I was on a beach, I went for a swim and I got so nervous, I actually just ran off the beach. So, the answer is it's not going to happen.
But you can drink on the beach.
Yeah, but it's actually much nicer to drink in a bar, or at home or, not on a beach.
What did you think of the application that actually you can actually do social distancing by saying something to somebody with the app? And that way you don't have to get close to them. I think it's very, very clever.
Yeah, but it's strange. It's very strange. The application said, can we be friends?
Yes, it worked every single time.
I don't know, somebody comes up to me waving a phone saying, can we be friends? Yes, please.
You would say yes. You would say yes, and you'd probably say, let's have a drink.
Yeah, you never know. And that brings us to the guess word. Marius has played a lot with words this season and certainly quite a bit with our brains. I feel more intelligent after all these shows with Marius. And now it's time for him to give us the solution to the season's last guess word.
The last one was with two different lengths. It was a cavity considered as a unit, 4 and 5
Do you want to try
letters.
You want to try first? Because I told you I'd let you try first this time.
Okay, thanks, Humberto.
I don't know what it is. I want to take a stab at it. I think probably it's wrong. I would say ounce, because it's the only one that's different letters. It's U-N-C-E in one, and ounce, A-O-U-N-C-E in the other one. So is that right?
No, it's whole.
Whole?
Yeah. You've got a whole with 4 letters because it's a cavity, a whole, and as a unit, as a whole, with 5 letters with W before H.
I was thinking, like, how is whole a unit?
Both there, whole and whole.
Okay, and that completes the whole of words and facts this season. Marius, Matthew, Humberto, thank you so much. It's been fun and very interesting, and also we learned a lot. So I wish you a fantastic summer.
You too.
And have fun.
Thank you.
Yeah,
And
until next time.
yes, and a fantastic summer for everybody as well.
Thank you.
And even if this summer we can't travel too far, we can always draw up a list of our dream destinations that we'd like to visit someday. And our collaborator Xela Falgueras from Televisão da Cardedeu is going to give us a hand with that by telling us about a couple of very special places. This is the Arts Unlocked. Check it out.
Could you name the new 7 wonders of the world? Back in the year 2000, 100 million votes were cast to make a short list from 200 unique places in the world. Let's discover 2 of them and get ready because they are truly amazing. Taj Mahal, this ivory white marble mausoleum in the Indian city of Agra, was commissioned by Emperor Shah Jahan to house the tomb of his favorite wife. The complex also includes a mosque and and a guest house and attracts around 8 million visitors each year. Taj Mahal, which means crown of palaces, was built during 17 years with 22,000 laborers and 1,000 elephants. The tradition says that you need to take a picture of yourself and your spouse with the mausoleum as a background, since who knows, the love that the emperor had for his wife to dedicate this remembrance after death might rub off on you. Petra. This astonishing Jordanian site is known as the Rose City due to the color of the stone, or the Lost City, as the site remained unknown to the Western world until 1812. To enter Petra, you need to go through a narrow gorge called the Sik, which is around 1 kilometer long and bound by cliffs each side, which are 8 meters high. The treasury is a temple carved out of a sandstone rock face. Its name derives from a legend where bandits or pirates hid their loot in a stone urn high on the second level. The monastery is located high in the hills northwest of the Petra city center, and it is the second most visited monument. If you wish to have an indelible memory from this wonder of the world, make sure not to miss Petra by night. Over 1,500 candles lit the treasury, making it a stunning magical experience.
Whether it's summer or winter, we are surrounded by so many devices both at work and home that it's essential to know some words to describe them. Well, don't miss the following language tip about machine-related vocabulary with our teacher from International House Barcelona, Helen Armstrong and Tim Wari.
Hi, today we're going to teach you some vocabulary related to machines.
Exactly, so I have a nut and a bolt.
How strange. Where did you get them?
Oh, well, it's a long story. I wanted to print out an exam, but the printer wasn't printing anything. So after checking that everything was okay, I decided to call the IT department. But the problem is, I pushed the button repeatedly, but the printer wouldn't shut down. The button just kept on flashing.
But didn't you just keep the button pressed for a few seconds?
No. Anyway, I saw no other option than to...
Well, don't tell me. You just unplugged the printer while it was on.
I didn't know what else to do. The thing is, the printer had started to print, so when I unplugged the printer...
So you had to plug the printer back in, turn it on, start over. What a nightmare.
Well, I wish it had been that easy. When it turned on again, the printer was jammed. It was stuck, so I had to pull the paper sheet out, but it was just too stuck.
Okay, normally it's not that difficult. You just have to lift the cover and then look for a small lever. Then you pull the lever and the paper becomes loose, so you can take it out.
Oh, really? Well, I didn't know that. Anyway, so I just kept on pulling on it harder and harder until eventually the paper came out.
Right, when it comes to machines, forcing is not the best way to go. Anyway, did you work it out?
Not exactly. I sent the order to print from the computer, but then a message popped up. It said that the ink cartridge was clogged, that the ink had dried or something and it was obstructed, it couldn't come out.
Right, so don't tell me. You tried to replace the ink cartridge and then it all went haywire. Right, and you tried to set the printer apart and it ended up with this nut and bolt.
Well, no, I found this bolt and nut on my way here. I just liked it.
Right, well, at least everything had a happy ending.
Actually, well, I wouldn't use the Wi-Fi.
Oh, there's no Wi-Fi. What have you done?
Well, as I told you, this is a very long story.
How do you say in English, Jo my? Today we'll have a chat with and listen to Joan Dausà in English, so please stay tuned.
Welcome back. Well, it's become usual for many fans of films and TV series to share their visits to their favorite film locations on social media. If you're into this, Joan Cama from Lleida Televisió has some destinations for you which are closer than you think. Well, check out Under the Influence.
There is no need to fly away so as to find amazing places to visit. That is why today we are giving you some options to have a very cinematic summer. In the far north of the Basque country, you can find the Isle of Gaztelugatxe. It was used as the location for Daenerys Targaryen ancestral home of Dragonstone. If you are a fan of the TV series, you can recreate some of its scenes like this couple. Oh, and talking about Game of Thrones, the city of Girona became King's Landing for a while. Its cathedral doubled as the Great Sept of Baelor, King's Landing largest building, a center of religion and the setting of some key scenes. You can visit it and even walk around the old town, which is also on the show as the Free City of Bravos. La Plaza de España in Sevilla has been used as a film location more than once. For instance, it appears in the Star Wars movie series. Concretely, in Episode 2, The Attack of the Clones. HBO's production Westworld moved to Valencia to shoot some of its scenes. The City of Arts and Sciences was used as a futuristic place for its third season. By the way, this TV series also shot in Besalú in Girona, another must-see location that will surely steal your heart.
Hello, and today's guest became popular with his hit Jo Mai Mai, a song that inspired the film Barcelona Ni d'Estiu, in which he not only performed as an actor, but wrote the whole of the original soundtrack. And after his latest album, Ara Som Gegants, the lockdown caught this Catalan singer-songwriter working on his next project, which is due next year. Okay, let's see if we can find out more about it. Joan Dausà, welcome to the show in the first place.
Thank you.
It's great to have you here.
It's a pleasure too.
And in English as well.
Wow, it will be a challenge, but I will try to achieve to explain myself.
Yeah, I'm sure that will be great. So let's see. First, your latest album, Ara Som Gegants, the theme is personal growth. Mm-hmm. Yes, because you talk about yourself much more than in other previous projects. Mm-hmm. You open up, okay? So let's see, in what way?
I think that maybe I talked a lot about myself in the first albums, but I realized that I talked only about sadness because I thought that it was really interesting to work about the emotions. But I realized that I wasn't talking about my opinion about life. I'm not a sad person. I am relativist. I am optimist, and I thought that it was necessary to be a little bit more bright. And I thought that I tried to do a brighter album, and that's why maybe this album is more myself, because I'm sad but also happy.
Okay, that's human nature, I suppose.
Yeah.
So that was your latest album. What about your next album? I know you are going to present it next year in April. What is it about? Give us more details about it.
Now I'm writing the songs about the album. I will try to keep this line we traced about with Ara Som Gegants, but a little bit more partist, festivo,
okay.
Brighter too.
Festive, right?
Festive, because we enjoyed in the last tour the moments where people could dance or sing out loud, and we decided to keep a little bit more this kind of songs, and we will still be quiet but also a little bit more happy.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, now, Joan, we would like to invite you to watch some images, and then we'll comment them, okay?
Okay.
Trec el cap per la finestra del lavabo. Veig algú que espera a l'estació amb un paper que du el meu nom. Puja un cotxe que té més anys que jo. A la ràdio sona la cançó Take Me Home, Country Roads.
Okay, obviously you ended up singing in the shower for your fans, actually thousands of them. Tell us, how come?
I think it was the first week of confination, and I thought that it was important to keep. I wasn't going to make concerts because I was stopped between a tour and the next tour, composing songs. But I thought it would be cool to take some kind of proximidad.
Well, to get closer to your
get closer
fans,
with
right?
the fans. And I thought, okay, let's do a joke. I tweeted, if I have 100 retweets, I will make a concert.
Okay.
If I have 200, I will make a concert in pyjama. And if I have 500 retweets, I will make a concert in the shower.
Okay, and how
The
many
fact
do you
is that I
have?
had 5,000,
Wow.
not 100 but 1,000, and
quite
I was
successful.
I had to do, but not the. I thought, okay, I can't be 45 minutes in the shower. People will get bored, they will go away from the video, and I started the concert with a piano, normally dressed.
Dressed, yeah. Not
After
dressed
that, I
undressed.
played 1 or 2 songs with pyjama, and after that, I sang a song in the shower, and it was funny. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure your fans appreciated it very much.
Yeah.
And you obviously, Joan, you like to connect with your audience. What about the lockdown? Was it productive for you?
As I said, I was a little bit lucky because I wasn't on tour, and for me it was a period about being at home and composing songs, and I needed that, and that's what happened. That is what happened. That's because I didn't miss too much people because I had to be at home composing songs.
All right.
But I needed one day, as we told, as we said, I needed to connect. I did this concert in the shower.
Now you take music very seriously, right? But you are also a communicator. Actually, you describe yourself as a communicator. You are also an actor, presenter. So are you going to go back to acting, or you want to concentrate on music at the moment, mostly?
When I finished the last tour, the pre-last tour, the tour of the album On seràs demà, I decided to stop and to think about what I wanted to do with my life. Because, okay, I realized that all was working, but special music had exploded a little bit, and I thought that maybe it was the thing that made me happier. And I decided that I wanted to focus on music and try to explain how I understand life, and if there is some call offering me an interesting job about actor, I will take it, but I won't lose time looking for it.
Okay, Joan, as we mentioned, Jo Mai Mai was the hit that made you popular, and we'd like to finish this interview with a game, a short questionnaire, based on the game Jo Mai Mai. So we have, I'm going to read you a few questions, okay? I have never ever sentences, and you know how it works. If you take a sip of water, if you take a sip of your drink,
okay.
I will ask you for more details.
Okay.
All right, ready? I've never ever had a romantic relationship with any of my fans.
With no more details, okay?
No, it's not fair. I was going to give us something, okay? Just a small
it's all
detail.
explained.
It's all in the past.
Yeah, it's the past. Is what happens in concert stays in concerts.
Okay, well, fair enough. I've never ever gone blank during a concert, presentation, or acting performance.
Yeah, during the concert, yeah.
Exactly. Have a sip. Right.
It happens that sometimes you are playing a song and you are thinking about something has happened during the concert, or what will you say after this song. And
yeah. And when was it? And where?
oh, many times. I don't remember one. And many times that,
Okay,
wow,
plenty.
I was thinking about what I'm going to say in 2 minutes, but I have absolutely
forgotten
the lyrics.
The
Now I
lines.
have to sing.
Okay. I've never ever fallen over, stumbled, or bumped into something on stage.
One time, but not singing, maybe.
You need to have a sip of water.
Wow, a lot of, I need a wine here.
Yeah, it's not fun, right?
One time, 20 years ago, I was playing a typical Catalan play called Pastorets. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, Christmas.
Christmas,
The
yeah.
typical Christmas play, right?
And I was Satanás. I had a problem with my knee.
devil.
I thought I never explained it. I had a problem in my knee, and I jumped like to say something in the text. And I fall to the floor, and I broke my leg.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Really?
I tried to finish the play, but I have really problems with my knees.
That was brave.
Yes.
And the last one, I've never ever been on a diet.
Yeah. It's true. But not a diet to lose
weight.
A little bit, yeah, but
Okay.
especially to increase the healthy of your body. Sometimes I do the liquid diet.
What does it mean, a liquid diet?
During a week, you only drink vegetables, liquids, or fruits.
Like vegetable juice and fruit juice.
Exactly. Some kind
Like
of washing.
a detox
Detox,
diet, right?
Exactly.
All right. Was it hard?
A little bit, but yeah.
And it worked?
It worked?
It
It worked a little
Yeah?
bit, but after that, the summer comes and all returns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes it happens. Okay, well, we've come to the end of this interview. Joan, you promised to sing in English for us on the piano. We are really excited about it. So tell us, what are you going to sing for us?
3 years ago, I translated, adapted some of my songs into English. You can find it on Spotify, Joan Dausà JD.
Okay.
And I thought that it would be funny to sing Jo Mai Mai, I Never Ever.
Jo Mai Mai,
Yeah.
it's my favorite.
Oh, thank you.
It's my favorite, and I'm sure it's the favorite of many people who watch us right now. Tell us, what does it mean for you? This song, Joan, I know it's really important for you. What does it mean for you?
It's like a kind of the higher part of an iceberg. It's the part that people see, but there are a lot of songs after this song. I think it's the captain of the team, you know, sometimes. I love the song for this because she has allowed us to, well, it has allowed to live some experience I have never dreamed.
Well, we all loved the film Barcelona Nit d'Estiu. Jo Mai Mai was the soundtrack for this film, actually, soundtrack and starting point for the film. And yeah, it's one of my favorites. Well, it's time to conclude the interview here. Thank you so much, Joan, for coming today. It's been a great pleasure, and also for us, we feel really lucky to finish this season of the Weekly Mag with you as a guest and with your music.
It will be a pleasure and a pressure. Sorry for my English.
No, don't worry at all. Thank you. And while Joan Dausà gets ready on stage, we just have time for our summer recommendations, as it's the perfect season for sitting down with a good story or several of them. So we have 2 classic books in English and a film that will keep your English up and running.
Robinson Crusoe is the story of a real man born in Scotland who got lost in an island. The island actually belongs to Chile today and is called Isla Robinson Crusoe. It narrates the story of a man who got lost for 28 years in that island and who had contact with its native inhabitants and with some other people. The book is considered a bit racist today, but it's still seen as the beginning of realistic fiction in British literature. Read Robinson Crusoe by Daniel Defoe and then come back and tell me all about it.
Even though this novel is very well known, for me, when I first read it, it was such a discovery. It was written in the 19th century by Louisa Mary Alcott as a request. The publisher asked for a novel suitable for young girls, and it is, but not only that. The characters reflect roles and conducts of that time, but also timeless issues, such as personal wishes versus family concerns and society. My impression is that those characters in the story is much more than that we think. What's your impression?
Woody Allen has got a long career that started in the 60s and 70s with movies like Take the Money and Run or Bananas, or later Deconstructing Harry. To Wrong with Love is one of his last films, and I think the last one he made as an actor, director and screenwriter all together. This is a magical comedy with different stories, some of them related to the theme of fame. And it is also a tribute to Italian cinema, especially to Federico Fellini and to the city of Rome. As usual with Allen's movies, there is a great cast with Penelope Cruz, Alec Baldwin, Jesse Eisenberg, Judy Davis, Roberto Benigni, and of course, Woody Allen himself. So, fans of Woody Allen, enjoy!
Okay, thank you, Miquel Lopez from Televisió de Badalona, and our favorite librarian, Salvador Faura and Neida Horta. And many thanks to all the other collaborators that have made our show so colorful and amusing every week on set this season. And before we leave you with Joan Dausà, we also want to thank our partners, International House Barcelona and Diputació de Barcelona. And I want to thank the professionalism and commitment of the whole Weekly Mag team. And at last but not least, I'd like to thank you, our viewers, for sticking with us during such a difficult season. We'll still be active on our social media, and as you know, you can check all of the content on our website. And now, we're going to leave you all with Joan Dausà and the song I Never Ever, wishing you all a summer full of health and fun. Bye-bye.
Simon is on time today, hands me the wine and I put it on ice. And here comes Ryan and Claire with the baby sleeping in her father's arms. And here comes Juliet, you've come alone, I really love your dress. The gang is arriving. When they are seated, dinner begins. An exquisite meal, I like to try that wine. Coffee anyone, a gin and tonic for me. And we play that game of long summer nights. Don't talk so loudly cause the baby sleeps. And Ryan says, I never ever have desired to give Juliet a kiss. And he adds, I never ever have desired that she broke up with Chris. Fucking Ryan. They look at me, no one drinks. And that poisonous dart goes straight to my heart, and looking down, I take a sip. And I see them laughing out loud, but Juliet raises her glass, looks at me and says, I never ever thought that I would be happier by your side. I never ever thought that I would be happier by your side. And I freeze, and she takes a drink.